Welcome to the Property Profits Real Estate Podcast, the show where real estate investors talk strategy, capital, deals, and growth with your host, Dave Dubeau.
Hey gang, welcome back. Chances are you've heard of people investing from a distance. I've interviewed a gazillion people that live in one state, invest in other states, that sort of thing. I've interviewed a few Canadians who invest in the United States. But our special guest today is really investing at a distance because Kevin Leonce lives and works and resides in Trinidad and Tobago, but he's built up a significant portfolio of properties in the good old US of A. So we're going to talk to him about how he does that, how he manages everything from afar, how he finds the deals, has the team, all of that kind of great stuff. So Kevin, welcome to the show. Great to have you.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
My pleasure. So Kevin, give us a little snapshot as of April 2026. What does your portfolio currently consist of? What kind of properties and where are they located?
Right. So from a smaller side, I would have like a couple of duplexes. And then moving on from the larger side, we have a six unit in Texas, which is composed of 42 storage units and 24 apartments. Also have like about 100 units in North Carolina, and this is an RV park type deal. And then through a fund, we have an 88 units in Texas as well, northern side of Texas.
So what kind of multifamily units?
Multifamily as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And the second to last one, what was that?
That was RV park.
RV park.
Yeah, tiny home / RV park.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. That's a lot of people are interested in those kind of projects these days. Okay, Kevin. So I got to ask this. You're in Trinidad, Tobago, beautiful country, pretty long way away from where your investment properties are. How did you first kind of clue into this whole, first of all, real estate investing, and second of all, real estate investing at such a big distance?
Right. So that story goes back to 2012, just about. So, I mean, I was invested in Trinidad, but the numbers really weren't working out the way I would like.
Yeah.
I started looking outside from, that avenue. The Florida was the first investment, just partnering up with someone else from there. And then
from Florida?
In Florida.
Okay.
And that was just through a mutual friend. A mutual friend introduced us. I took a risk for sure and invested with him. But I was always interested in multifamily. So that was a single family. 5 years after that, I got out of that and started looking for multifamily. And then COVID happened, and for me, that was a blessing because a lot of the networking came online. I started building relationships with people, connecting with people, finding out more. And myself, I'm an accountant by profession. So that added value to a lot of people, the analytics, the financial perspective of the deals. And I started showing them a different way and they appreciated that. That's how I started connecting and getting onto deals, helping people with their deals. And built great relationships, got into deals with people that I have connected with for about 5 years now. So that's how it kind of.
So when you say you got into deals with people that you connected with, did you go in as a joint venture partner with them on deals? Like what does that actually look like?
So 2 aspects. One, as a general partner on the deal, I partnered up with them. And yes, as a joint venture on other deals as well. So the partnership side of things, I would have been more involved in the analytics and the asset management side of things.
Okay.
Reporting to, for example,
the number makes sense. The numbers side of things, right?
Exactly. Exactly. So that ability helped me get into deals and, grow from there. Same thing with the joint venture side of things.
So, Kevin, are you kind of networking at home and getting people together and raising capital in Trinidad and Tobago and investing in the States? or are you kind of connecting with investors in the States and doing deals like
Right.
that? What does that side of things look like for you?
Yes, that's a good question. So for me, I would have liked to do the former, with the investors in Trinidad, but there are lots of challenges with doing it that way. So building relationships with people in the US and, getting investors from the US is how I sort of streamline things.
Okay.
I mean, there are a lot of people that used to live in Trinidad that migrated. And
right. The diaspora, right? Yeah.
Correct. And they are ones that I connect with as well.
Interesting. Yeah.
Correct. And one of the other things that I am primarily looking at is those in the medical profession.
The what?
Kind of medical profession.
Right.
Medical.
Well, everybody loves working with doctors. Yeah, for sure.
Correct. So, I'm trying to build new relationship with those as well to kind of expand that capital raising ability or get into.
Hey there, if you're a capital raiser, a syndicator, or a fund manager, and you're looking for a steady flow of incoming accredited investor leads, then go ahead, grab a free copy of my new book, How to Get 20 Accredited Investor Meetings Every Month Without Cold Calling, Networking, or Chasing People. You can get that at 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com. Again, that's the number 20accreditedinvestorsbook.com.
Well, that is fascinating, Kevin. A lot of people I talk with, they're nervous about connecting with people and trying to raise capital and meeting people on LinkedIn or what have you. And for crying out loud, they live here and they've got deals here and they've got a presence here. You're connecting with people, you're making these relationships and finding investors and raising capital when you're not even in the country. You're in a completely different country. So that's a whole other set of obstacles that have to be overcome, I'm sure. So what do you find works best for you for connecting with people, getting the conversation going, overcoming that concern folks might have, hey, this guy's living in a tropical paradise, raising capital supposedly for real estate deals in the United States. There must be a little bit of skepticism or suspicion that you have to overcome there.
Right. And to overcome that takes time.
Yeah.
I typically work with others who are more familiar in the industry and, third party, build relationships through someone else, get to know someone through someone else. No, it does take time. You're not going to end up meeting someone and they jumping into a deal with you within a week. It doesn't work like that. You have to be doing this thing on a constant basis, working with the individual, letting them know who you are, you getting to know them and understand what they are trying to achieve and see if that fits with you. It's not just any and everyone that comes your way. You're going to be like, yes, I have a deal. It doesn't work so. It takes time, building relationships. And again, through Zoom and internet connections, we could get to speak to people either through the phone or online through some video conferencing and just meet with them, understand what they want, let them know who you are, show them what you have done in the past, let them know some of the people that you know as well, because working through others is one of the best way to get other people comfortable with you.
Yeah. It's definitely not a quick fix. Reminds me of when I was first trying to raise capital. I made every mistake in the book and waiting till I had a deal on the go, then desperately scrambling for investors.
Right.
Been there, done that, flopped miserably.
Sure. But making mistakes is important.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's the way
that helps you. That helps you learn and don't knock it and take it as some bad thing. It's a learning experience.
I don't. That's part of the whole thing. So, Kevin, where do you see yourself taking the portfolio over the next 12 to 24 months? What's on the horizon for you? What kind of deals are you looking at?
So on the horizon, we're looking at more multifamily deals, more specifically between 80 to 120 units, as well as we're looking to expand the RV park / tiny portfolio, because that seems to be a very lucrative market, a lucrative industry, And that's based on what we are experiencing right now, for sure.
Tell me a little bit about that project, if you don't mind, because people are really interested in RVs and the tiny home thing and the whole bit. Maybe tell me a little bit about that deal that you guys got on the go.
Right. So that deal, it's split like 85-15 between 85% between more long-term renters and 15% between the short-term, the daily, the weekly renters.
Right.
And the tiny home is the ones that is in the 85%. So you have a lot of people coming in there. It's one of the main thing is that it's a resort fee. So you have some water features or some nature trail with the RV parks so that you could attract more residents for them to stay longer. That's really critical with what we're looking at in RV parks. Nature trails or some water feature where you have them there. And the dailies and the weeklies will be like the RV park types or the campers who just come for a short period. And again, the nature trails tend to attract these people a lot more. So that's what's going on in all.
So do they bring their own tiny homes, or do you build them on site, or what does that usually look like?
Yes, so we network with a few manufacturers who they could select the tiny homes from, and it changes hands frequently, and we also get commissions through those sales as well. So that helps the revenue as well.
Do you have any of the tiny homes set up as like Airbnb, short-term rental type things?
No. We don't, but we have some of the residents who do rent out on a short-term basis.
I would imagine that would be popular as well.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. So you want to be doing more of those kind of projects. That's what you like buying existing ones or building from the ground up kind of thing.
It depends. So, for example, the property that we have currently, there's some land right next to it, and we were interested in expanding, building out that additional acreage. Unfortunately, we didn't get the owner to sell to us. Mm-hmm. But if that option does come up, yeah, for sure. And location matters. So again, coming back to the water feature or the nature trails type facilities, that's something that we need there at the property to make it more attractive to those who want to stay.
Yeah. So as we're wrapping up, Kevin, I'm curious. You're living in Trinidad and Tobago, tropical paradise. I used to live in Costa Rica, so I'm somewhat familiar with that neck of the woods. So that's kind of ideal. You're also investing in the States and just the size of the country, the population base, the opportunities, everything there is just massive. I'm Canadian, so it's massive for us as well. It's make it massive for you guys too. Sounds pretty ideal, but there must be some challenges to investing at a distance. What are some of the challenges you face or you have to overcome doing real estate investing this way?
Okay, so for one, I think one of the biggest challenges is access to US currency. That for one is one of the biggest challenges that we're having in Trinidad and Tobago right now. There's not enough. There's a scarcity of it because of changes in the economy, oil and gas industry, which was a major revenue earner for the country. That slowed down. So there's less foreign US currency coming through the country. So access to that has been a challenge. Another challenge would be, I'm not a US citizen. So that definitely is a challenge because certain benefits that residents would get, citizens of the US would get, I wouldn't get. Signing on loan documents, I'm not able to do that unless you're a US citizen. This is for agency debt, getting agency. And just, being there, being able to connect with people sometimes also presents a challenge because sometimes you need to be there. And I do fly over sometimes. But, I mean, it's a bit of an inconvenience to fly forward, so that, accommodation and all that. But, those are some of the major challenges.
But it sounds like you've figured out a way to work around them.
Yeah, I figured out a way to work around it. So, setting up entities and having these same relationships, because I have people who are boots on the ground in those specific areas who would do most of the networking with the individuals or going on site and checking out different issues and whatnot. That definitely helps. And with those relationships, they help me do certain things that I couldn't do because I'm here, So I have some relationships with property managers who will actually go and check out properties that I'm interested in acquiring, and they will let me know whether, it's a go or no go.
Yeah.
And with that, they get the property management business. So it's just, building that relationship and connection. And
I'm surprised they're not saying go, go, go more often.
well, again, that's the relationship. They understand what I want, and they themselves have a reputation to keep.
Exactly.
So,
no, that makes sense. Kevin, this has been fascinating. Congratulations, sincerely, for making such a great go of it, despite the fact that you live in a completely different country and you're doing all of this virtually. A hidden benefit to COVID, it just made doing this so much easier than it was before. I'm sure there's going to be some people want to connect with you. What's the best way for people to get a hold of you or find out more?
Yeah, definitely on LinkedIn. You could reach out to me on LinkedIn and Instagram. Either one, definitely.
And you're probably the only Kevin Leonce in Trinidad and Tobago.
No.
Maybe. Okay, maybe
right now, yes, but there were two.
Okay, all right.
But yeah, definitely LinkedIn, it'll be easy, and Instagram is just @Leonce9.
All right, perfect.
Yeah.
Kevin, keep up the good work, and thanks so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me, Dave. Appreciate it.
All right, everybody, take care, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thanks for listening to the Property Profits Podcast. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, apply at daveinterviews.com.